that are going on right now. I have some pretty important stuff to talk about, and it's going to be a very short video. This is more of a video that you can share with your friends and family, something that you can get out there really quick. So there's a couple talking points that I wanted to go over. Of course, first off, if you haven't followed the last 5 videos, make sure to go watch them. They're very short. Moscow basically on Tuesday called the United States an adversary and told U.S. warships to stay well away from Crimea, which of course they have this huge buildup. The last number that was official was 80,000. At one point it was 100. We are getting word that it's actually closer to 140,000, but that's not confirmed. They have now loaded the borders with, of course, these very particular kind of artillery that actually launch miniature nuke type weapons. And then, of course, on the Ukraine side, they've loaded up Donetsk and they've loaded up Donbass and they've loaded up the border there with just tons and tons of equipment. This is the biggest buildup we have seen between these two countries really in modern history. And then, of course, top Kremlin mouthpiece warns this, says, inevitable conflict with the U.S. over another Ukraine land grab. So saying if they butt in this time, again, they annexed Crimea. If they butt in this time, then it's on. We are saying to them that we are going to butt in, that we are guaranteed to butt in. We're backing them up. I don't know if that's actually true. Who knows? They might change their mind and let them have it. But here's the thing. Everything is going on at the same time. Also, Ukraine says Russia won't even answer the pleas to discuss the significant buildup of troops along their border. They won't answer the phone, essentially. And then, of course, on the other side, we have China telling the United States on Tuesday to stop playing with fire over Taiwan, and lodged a complaint after Washington issued guidelines that will enable the U.S. officials to easily meet with Taiwanese officials. Again, that's as China claims as its own. Now, there's also a very, very disturbing interview that Tulsi Gabbard did, former Congress. She actually went on to Tucker. I'll just kind of read a couple small parts here. It says, we can really imagine, because this is not a conflict that is just okay. This is going to be something that's happening to someone else somewhere. This isn't going to be one of those on the other side of the world. No, this is something that will directly impact me and you, Tucker, every single one of your viewers and all of your loved ones. And this is a conflict that is not a game. It's a war, right? In which there are no winners, because you've got to know thousands of nuclear weapons that the United States has aimed toward Russia. Russia has thousands of them aimed towards us, and could hit any town or city in America in less than 30 minutes. Then she goes on to say, and exact a cost upon every one of us that would result in excruciating perish, right there, and suffering, seeing their comprehension, hundreds of millions of people perishing and suffering, seeing their flesh burned from their bones. This is something that you can't really imagine. It is the cost that we will all pay. Now, in this interview, what really kind of bothers me is she keeps saying it will. She doesn't say it would. She says we will pay the cost. We will go to this thing. Not we would. She's basically speaking as if she knows something. Now, remember, this is a congresswoman. She was one of the youngest representatives, I believe, of Hawaii. She was in at 21 years old now. She, of course, has been doing this for years. She just did her last day, I believe, on January 3rd, 2021, as a congresswoman of Hawaii and a representative. So now she's kind of, a little bit freer. So you have to kind of take this as, is she just a talking head, or is she connected, extremely connected? Again, look at who she hangs out with. She is actually on the D side of the aisle, and she often goes against her own party to kind of do this kind of stuff. In fact, she's one of the few that actually goes over to people like Tucker, which, again, when you go to the comments on that video, a lot of people respect her even though they completely disagree with her. You'll see that comment 1,000 times. Now, we've linked all of this information on our website, marfooglenews.com. You can see this. What I think is that this is something that we all need to be just paying attention to and prepare for anything that may happen. Is there something we can do about it? No. So why would we worry? It's like it's worrying about something you cannot control. It's like worrying about the next rainstorm. We can't stop the next rainstorm, but what we can do is prepare for it and just be responsible and think about this kind of stuff. Right now, on top of all of the China-Russia stuff, we've of course got the I countries going at it. It seems like the entire world is built up. Before every single conflict that the whole world has had, there was these exact same kind of headlines. Go back to WW2, go back to WW1. If you get a chance, go and look at the archives of the actual newspaper headlines, all leading up to both of those conflicts. You will see it is almost exactly the same. In WW2, they knew that there was these issues, that we knew we were on high tensions. They said every day. They said it every day for 10 years. And then it finally happened. And when it finally happened is when you saw the entire world moving stuff around. That is when normal people that had family and military back then, you can go back to letters wrote in 1930s, that they knew something was going to go down. Now they are talking as if, again, they said it is not a when. I'm sorry, it's not an if, but it is a when. On Russia's side, they are saying it is inevitable. On the European command, they are saying it is a potential imminent crisis. That is their highest alert. So if people still want to say that this is crying wolf or that this is, whatever, I would say I am hoping you are right. But if you are not right, I think that we should all just make sure that we have our things lined up, be responsible, have food and water just in case something happens. And guess what? There is no downside. Other than the money you spend on prep, there is no downside. And make sure to get this to a friend and family member that, again, just look at it this way. You're a responsible adult. You're the patriarch or the matriarch of your family. Make sure to have things lined up. It's getting all of your ducks lined up. You have insurance on your car, on your house, on everything else. Why don't you have insurance on your food? Why don't you have insurance on your water? If you want to protect yourself against stuff, I would highly recommend going over to the website. Not only do we have all links to all of the information, so we back up what we say with the bibliography, but you can also visit some of our affiliates. All of our affiliates are people that we actually believe will either help save your life or make your life safer. So again, go over there. There's EMP Shield. You can actually protect yourself the same way that the governments are. You can protect yourself the same way that militaries and things like this are protecting themselves. State grids are protecting themselves. In fact, EMP Shield is now helping protect the Texas grid on the DEMSO team. Go to marfooglenews.com/EP to get one of those. Right now, it is the biggest sale they've done ever. So I love you guys, and I hope that everybody understands what's going on. We are going to do a live show over on Marfoogle TV and go into depth on all of this and take calls. And we will have, again, another page with all of the links, and we'll go further into this. So there's about 14 stories that all directly coincide with this. So thank you. Love you. Be safe. Be prepared. And Mark out.